So since Biden has withdrawn from Afghanistan, there's been a lot of stuff happening. So obviously the Taliban marched into Kabul and took over Kabul. Ghani, the president, fled with over $150 million in cash. It was just a totally fake government, corrupt government propped up by the West. The military of supposedly 300,000 imploded instantly. So when that happened, Biden responded by saying, well, okay, we have no choice. We have to send in 5,000 or 6,000 U.S. troops, secure the airport, and evacuate our people. Now, we did that. Apparently, there's only like 350 or so Americans left in Afghanistan, and there's speculation that the overwhelming majority of them have actually gotten out of the country in different ways. So over 100,000 people in total evacuated. That's really a successful evacuation. Now, there was just an attack on the airport outside of it, though. And not only were Americans killed, there were, I believe the number's 13 Americans who were killed, American soldiers, but you also had Afghan civilians who were killed and Taliban fighters who were killed, because it wasn't the Taliban that carried out the attack, it was ISIS that carried out the attack. So all this chaos unfolding, all this mayhem, you would think that the American public would look at this and say, ugh, not good. Now, in some ways they are. Biden's approval rating on this specific issue, even though 63% of Americans want out of Afghanistan, 63%, the way in which he's doing it and the media outrage orgy has made his numbers on Afghanistan plummet from a 55% approval rating, his highest, to a 25% approval rating. So Biden was getting hammered on this issue, and the media was relentless on this front. However, just like 63% of the country still said, I want out of Afghanistan, there's another fascinating fact I have to share with you. So this is from Morning Consult. Voters increasingly okay with Taliban takeover as consequence of military withdrawal from Afghanistan. Wow. So voters are like, okay, if the Taliban takes over, it is what it is. Look at this. From the same poll, Morning Consult Politico poll today. Do you believe the U.S. should still withdraw its military presence in Afghanistan if it means it creates an opening for Al-Qaeda and other terrorist groups to establish operations in Afghanistan? Look at these numbers. 45% still withdraw. 40% don't withdraw. Do you understand what this means? Even when the pollsters try to flat out bias the question to engineer the answer that they want, Americans are still like, nope. Hey, what if the Taliban takes over and basically has control of all of Afghanistan? Don't care, we should still get out. Okay, make it worse. What if Al-Qaeda gets another safe haven and they can operate from this area? What then? 45% still withdraw, 40% don't withdraw. It's +5 still to withdraw. No. Listen. Americans are even more right on this than they realize. Their instincts are 100% correct. And I think I know why. I think I know why they feel this way. Because, guys, we have a pandemic ripping through this country. Over 600,000 Americans are dead. We have medical bills as one of the top causes of bankruptcy. We have uninsured people. We have working people are struggling massively. Our infrastructure is falling apart. Depending on the year, it either gets a grade of D+ or C-. We have all these problems here. Some places don't even have clean water in the United States of America. As I'm talking to you guys right now, a hurricane is obliterating New Orleans and Louisiana. On the anniversary of Katrina, by the way. We have all these problems here, and elites are trying to tell you you have to care more about Kabul and Kandahar and stay there forever and spend over $2 trillion. And it's just not going to work. That propaganda is not going to work. Americans aren't buying it. They don't want to do more in Kabul and Kandahar than we're doing in Flint, Michigan. They don't want to. And it doesn't matter how much propaganda you feed them, they're not bending from that position. There will always be more people who say get out than stay in. If even given the facts that unfolded and the way they phrased these questions, they said get out. So that is a huge positive. I mean, the American people are being very resistant to the propaganda. The only unfortunate thing is, in one way, they're not. And that way is Biden's approval. Because he did the right thing. Americans think it's the right thing, but he's getting hammered as to everything else that's unfolding as it's going down. But guys, I have to tell you, it appears like it was going to go down like this no matter when we left. So you can't say, get out of Afghanistan, and then when the president does it, say, no, not like that. That doesn't make any sense. So any president who's going to pull us out of Afghanistan was going to deal with a plummeting approval rating for doing the right thing? That just makes no sense, but that's the power of the media. The power of the media is with the relentless propaganda and the narrative. They just chipped away and hammered away and slowly but surely made his approval rating drop on this particular issue, even though he's doing what people say they want. So that part makes me sad, but on the overarching question, you can't get Americans to change their mind at this point. If you say, hey, Al-Qaeda is going to take over and have a safe haven, should we go back in? And people are like, no. Man, that means even with all the relentless propaganda, people have this instinct of endless war is bad, and it's a waste, and what the hell are we doing? That makes me happy, even though Biden's plummet on the issue of Afghanistan doesn't.